welcome back. Today I want to go over what I'm doing for 2nd grade. This coming year will be my 6th year homeschooling. For Spanish this year, we are using HomeSchool Spanish Level 1. And I've used it in the past. I will link it above so you can see a review of it if you'd like to. And next year we will use the 2nd level of that. And I'm also adding TalkBox Mom Spanish into our curriculum as well. Hers is a subscription box that comes with Spanish activities and phrases you say, and you put them around your house, and so you start to say the phrases as a family and speak the language. So I'm hoping that will help with the comfort of speaking it, because HomeSchool Spanish does a really good job with vocabulary and learning how to say different things and what they mean. And so it's a very good program, but I want my kids to be speaking phrases as well. So I thought it would be fun to combine both programs. For Latin, we are using Getting Started with Latin. And so far we've been loving it. We've only used it for a month or two. My kids are really catching on and remembering things. The lessons are very short and just introduce a word or a phrase at a time with lots of review from before, and my kids are all remembering all of it. So we will continue with that and probably end that mid-year next year, and then go on to their 2nd book, which is just a 2-book series. For writing, we are doing EIW, which is Essentials in Writing. She'll be in the 2nd level. We are also going to try Story Starters as a group. It's a book, it's pretty thick, and it has all these interesting, exciting stories in it. And so you read the story to your child, and then at the most exciting part, the story ends. It just stops. And so then the kids had to finish what they think is going to happen next in the story. So I'm going to try and be doing that pretty much daily this summer, and then maybe just Fridays next year, just to get some creative writing and help my kids get more comfortable with writing for fun. We tried Grammar Galaxy this year. We really like it. It's kind of like a living book approach to language arts. So you have one big storybook, and then in each chapter, these royal kids of Grammar Planet or English Planet have things happen, and they have to figure out what's causing it and what's wrong with the English language. And then that's how they learn about the English language. And so it's really fun and living, and my kids all enjoy it a lot. So we're going to continue that next year. For math, she's a little behind in math in Math-UC. We do Math-UC for our main curriculum. I always start them in Alpha in kindergarten and then Beta in 1st grade. And she is only about 10 chapters into Beta at this point. So she'll be doing Beta over the summer and next year. And then sometime in the middle of the year, she'll start on Gamma. So she's a bit behind on that. I'm hoping we can catch up a little bit in the summer. I also add Miquan to that. She is on the 1st book still. She's almost done with it. I always like to combine Miquan and Math-UC together, because Miquan is a spiral supplement approach, and the worksheets show you how to do math in ways you wouldn't normally think of it. And so it just kind of makes you think of it differently. And then Math-UC is just absolutely phenomenal. It's a mastery program, but it has a review for every chapter as well. And so you're always reviewing concepts, and my kids rarely forget how to do anything from one year to the next. This year we added the Memoria Press Math Challenge. She's still in Book B. I doubt she'll finish it before the end of the year. We're trying to do it every day, but mostly it happens like 3 times a week. And basically it's just a page of addition and subtraction problems, and they just do it every day. And it only takes about 5 or 6 minutes, and it really helps with fact memorization and fluency in math. We will definitely stay with that too. Now for logic, I know 2nd grade is young for logic, but we always do programs from the Critical Thinking Company, and the things they have are things like Mind Benders, which is like a logic puzzle, Math Analogies, Balance Benders. So she's started Math Analogies and Mind Benders. So we'll keep that next year and go on the next level, and then maybe add Balance Benders too, because I think it starts in 2nd grade. And everything I'm mentioning in this video, I will link below with videos I've done on those curriculum if I have done videos on them. So I'll right there for you, easy access. For science, we're going to do Mystery Science. I'm also thinking of getting the Seasons of Field science program from Beautiful Feet Books. It's a kind of a nature study program. I'm not sure if we'll be able to fit that in our schedule this year. If not this year, then next year. It looks really good. Hopefully we'll be able to get it. I've heard really good things about it. For social studies, we are going to do Around the World with Picture Books Part 2. I did a video showing an in-depth review of Around the World with Picture Books Part 1, and we loved it. It was phenomenal. So we didn't have a chance to do it this year, but next year we're going to do Part 2. And it is social studies. It's learning about different parts of the world. So for history, I'm just going to have her listen in with her brothers when I do them, because she doesn't really like history that much, and I feel like she hasn't really gotten absorbed much history at all this year. And so that's what I'll do with her. And that way she can just kind of get a little history. I have her mostly do social studies. For PE, she's very active. She runs around, she climbs trees, jumps on the trampoline, rides bikes. So I'm not worried about PE because she's fit, she's healthy, she's very active. However, I am thinking about joining the YMCA this year. I've never done it before, but I did see that they have homeschool classes during the day. So I thought that'd be fun to have they have art classes and PE classes and dance classes and things like that during the day. So if it fits in our schedule and if we have the money, maybe we'll do it, but that's still up in the air. For spelling, she's going to do Evan Moore again. For handwriting, she's going to continue with Xander Bloser. I like that program a lot. The handwriting that you're attempting to do is very beautiful. For reading, she is actually a pretty strong reader, but we're going to continue with reading eggs. She loves reading eggs. And they also have a fast phonics part on there and a spelling part on there. So I'm going to try and get her to do both those more this year. If you don't know, reading eggs is it's a program you can use on your phone or computer. It has all these games that teach you how to read, and it's been very effective. We also use Hooked on Phonics, so we'll continue with that. I use that for all my kids. Again, very, very effective. She's also working her way through the Usborne, my first reading library, and I liked that set a lot. I've used it for all my kids. The first few books have smaller print for the adult and then bigger print, easy print for the child, and you take turns reading. And then after a few books, then it's just the child reading, and there's a bunch of books in there, and just go through, and she likes those a lot. We also use the Bob books every day as part of reading. I like to try and have an easy book and then a more challenging book and the actual reading instruction every day. From there, we'll move on to Frog and Toad books next year, and then maybe chapter books, maybe like ABC Mysteries. They're thin and easy to read. For art, I'm not going to do an art program this year. The reason why is all the art programs seem to just bounce all over the place. Like one time it's drawing, and another week it's watercolor, another week it's cutting out paper and gluing it, and I don't feel like that's really developing my kids' artistic abilities that well. I mean, somewhat, of course, because it is art, but I want them to be accomplished artists. So we're going to go back to draw3d.com and do the drawing tutorials on there. It is by Mark Kistler, and he did the Imagination Station. I think it was on PBS years ago. He still has videos on YouTube, and he's very friendly and fun, and he does drawings that kids like to draw, like spaceships and robots and monsters and things like that. But in drawing those, he teaches them how to draw, like how to make things look 3D, how to make the curved lines, how to do shading, where the light source is coming from. It's very well done. So we're going to do that, and then also we're going to do the Let's Make Art channel on YouTube, which is a beginning watercolor channel, and they've got a lot of tutorials for kids. They can do that as a group as well and learn to watercolor. It doesn't really make sense to me to just bounce around from one thing to the other, because it makes more sense to be completely proficient in one type of art, because then it's easier to move on to something else. All right, everything is linked below, all the curriculum I mentioned and any videos I've done that correspond to this curriculum. All right, please like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.